Well, howdy, everybody. Teresa here with.
Bradley.
You didn't even know I was making a video,
I
did you?
Not.
And the critters, of course. Let me get over my stinking white hair behind my ears. Hi. It is May 17th, Monday afternoon at 4:03 p.m. Probably hear the coffee brewing. Take a whiff. Come on, people. Whiff with me. Don't leave me now with your whiffers. Don't leave your whiffers behind, man.
That smells so good.
It does.
Out
The
there.
coffee, fresh brewed coffee. Coffee smells so good. It does smell very good. Hey, honey, you got a great big plant on that top one? That top tray there? Honey, your trays?
What
Honey,
tray?
look. Your trays of sheets.
Over here?
No, look at the top one. The top tray. You look at there's stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you that.
I know. I told you a couple days ago.
Well, I didn't know which ones you meant. There's two trays.
I understand.
Off with your head now, man.
No.
Yes. You need to go outside and do some stuff, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
You need to go water.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brad had his doctor's appointment today. That's the main reason why I'm on here. To me, it was a little disappointing, but it's a starting point. But part of that because Mr. Heidi doesn't actually tell the doctor how much pain he's in. We're just going to pretend. Right, honey?
Well,
no, seriously.
According to the the scale, 5 to 6 was a lot of pain, but doable, manageable.
But Brad, does not your daily pain prevent us from doing a lot of stuff?
It does.
Does your daily pain mainly set the tone for our entire day and night?
It
Always.
Does.
It prevents us from doing a lot of stuff. It prevents you from being able to walk.
Yeah.
It prevents you from being able to stand unassisted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you tell a doctor a 5 or 6, they're like, oh, the man's not in that much pain. The back's not that bad. You know, even though they're looking at your spine x-rays and going, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. They're more concerned about his hip. He does need to have a hip replacement. He's got severe arthritis. It said it's bone on bone. But I'm not a doctor. Maybe it is all your hip. I don't know. I'm not in your body. I don't know. I don't know what.
Yeah. What's going on? I mean, I was very disappointed that he didn't want to see me for 3 more months.
But you didn't talk to him really about your back that much. You kind of blew it off.
Well, you know what? I didn't, because I went back to the back about the back. I went back to it about 2 or 3 times, and he was more concerned about the hip.
I think a lot of it is I don't think there's anything they can do for his back.
I wonder about
This
that.
is the third person we've seen now, and it's basically,
Yeah.
well, actually, if you consider the disability doctor, it's the fourth person.
Yeah.
And basically, they're all kind of, yeah, the back's really super bad. But here, let's talk about your hip. And I think a lot of that is there's not anything they really can do for his back.
Yeah.
Because his back is that bad that,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no type of a surgery, evidently, that's going to help. So, I don't know. It's a starting point. He's going to do physical therapy for 5 weeks, twice a week for 5 weeks. And, well, he didn't mean that you couldn't make an appointment earlier.
No.
He said if it gets to really bother you,
yeah,
to come in earlier.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess I thought maybe there was going to be somebody that just, you know, would tell you that they could do this. Hi, Charlie Ann. Hi, my nubba dubba. That they could do this miraculous thing and, you know. But, I mean, we should have known that They told Brad years and years ago that they didn't recommend surgery because the success rate would only be about 5% with his type of back injury, and that was before all the arthritis and all of the spinal stenosis and everything, and part of the spine has started to kind of fuse itself, and so I don't know.
Yeah, and it's just it.
But they seem to think that the worsening back pain was because of the hip.
Yeah.
And they said that you already have some arthritis in the other hip.
Yeah.
But you might not be noticing it yet because of the severity of the left hip.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Then, you know, one of my biggest concerns is my balance issues.
He said talk to your primary care doctor about that though.
Okay. You know that is why I'm so grateful that you go in there with me because, you know, there's a lot of this stuff that just.
You have white coat syndrome and you're just kind of getting there. And Brad he's really bad about it. Bless his heart. But he's kind of like, yep, I'm fine, let's go. You know, he forgets to talk to the doctor about anything. It's like, yep, I'm good, let's go.
Yeah, and you're right. I am definitely.
You know, you should have seen his face when the doctor was like, hip replacement. See, Brad's never had a surgery. Brad's never been even admitted into the hospital and kept overnight or anything. So, at almost 61 years of age, when they say surgery, Brad's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to get an IV in this man, and it's not because he's a chicken or anything, because he has rolling veins, and then he'll get like a new student who says, oh, yeah, she's done a lot of IVs. You can tell by the way she's acting, you know she hasn't. But, you know, everybody's new at some point in time. But then they aren't prepared for Brad's veins, and then they'll start kind of digging around in there. And Brad's like, you know, white knuckling it. So, but
I remember that one girl that it was like she was turning butter.
That's what I mean, you know. Yeah. Poor girl. So, that's what's going on there. Let's see him in 3 months. I don't know if they're gonna do hip injection, you know, if they're gonna do some injections. Brad, I think, would like to try some injections in the hip before
anything but surgery.
Well, honey, a lot of people get hip replacements, okay? You're not special.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not, okay? A lot of people that I know have hip replacements. It's kind of a common thing anymore. You know? If I'm good enough to have numerous surgical things done, you could have a surgery, right? And you would be okay. It's like, no. You'll be okay.
Me and Grandma.
You know, you guys are going to you're going to be up there all by yourself. They're going to have you strapped down to a table.
Yeah.
Well, they do, though, I mean, but you'll be asleep already, but, because, you know, they don't want your body part jerking up and stuff. I'll just make sure that they know that as soon as you get into recovery to put your glasses on your face. You know. Anyway, we're a long ways from that, and you do have to decide that it is your body. So, you know, whatever you decide. But, yeah, because I learned a long time ago. I was like, one time, we were not been married very long, and I made a bunch of dental appointments for this man. I got told to cancel those because he wasn't going to go, and Brad has to want to go. Because if you're just going to make him go, that ain't going to happen. So I learned the hard way. He has to want to go and all of that. So, you know. And he'll have to decide on the surgery. You know. I can't tell him what to do. I wouldn't want to be told what to do. I mean,
those one of those dental appointments is when I bent up their chair.
No, that's when you had your wisdom teeth out.
Oh, was
there.
that it?
Yeah. When they put the oxygen mask on him, right? He's sitting in a chair. I wasn't with him, right? I was in school. I was in cosmetology school at the time. He's sitting there and he's sucking in air really deep and hard until the dentist says it's just oxygen right now. He thought it was a laughing gas, and he was, "Hi, baby dog. Hi, Charlie." He was going to get him all of the laughing gas he could.
Oh yeah, I was going to be as happy as I could be.
But then they gave him the laughing gas, and they had numbed him up and everything, and they're taking out his wisdom teeth. And as apparently at one point in time, it started hurt, and Brad started bending up their armrest, and the doctor the doctor said, "Oh, does that hurt?" Probably thought, "Please don't damage my very expensive equipment." Hi, Charlie. Are you a little lover-dover today, Charlie Ann? Oh, I know. Oh, him being a lover-dover with the mom, huh, Charlie? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I know. 125-pound lover-dover. Hi, Dixie Ann. How are you doing, girlfriend? But, yeah, dogs all got to come see me. But, so that's what's going on there. We were going to go run some errands, and I was going to mail a package off. And Brad was in some pain by the time we got home. Because, they did have him go, and he had the disc that had his x-rays on it for his back. But this doctor sent him to go do some hip x-rays. And so by the time Brad came back and stuff, and the doctor had been, examining him and polling and stuff, he was starting to really hurt. So we just came home. We didn't even go out to eat. We were thinking about it, but Brad had cooked hamburgers last night, and we had a couple left, and I'm like, let's just go home. Uh-oh. Charlie's so excited. Nixie is too. She's right behind you.
Well,
they were very happy yesterday. There were 2 empty peanut butter jars. And so they both got one, and they were happy. And yes, that was the highlight of my day. I was out in the kitchen. I was cleaning the kitchen, doing dishes, started some laundry. I was making pasta salad because Brad loves it when I do that. If I'm going to cook something, it's usually on a Sunday. I'll do a throwdown, doing some cooking. Like I said, Brad does most of the cooking because I cooked every meal for the longest time, when he was working full time and stuff. And now that he's home and he likes to cook, he does most of the cooking. But if I'm going to cook something, it's usually on a Sunday. Sunday seems to be the day I'm doing laundry. And I like to get out there and kind of, hit some spots that maybe Mr. Heidi has missed cleaning in during the week. We all have. I'm sure there's spots up high I'm sure I missed. And so what was he doing? He was hanging curtains. Let me show you. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you can't really see. You can see a little bit. I don't know. You can't really see. You can see my topper there. It depends on how well your thing is. But you see my shear, and it's got vines coming down it. Those are vines on the shear, and you probably can't see depending on the resolution in your computer. But there's a little bit of gold to the leaves of the vines, but it's real nice. It still lets in all the natural light. And then here on top, I hand sewed the topper to the curtain, and then I had some fake ivy that I sewed to it. So I only had to use one curtain rod, which is just more cost effective, because I just don't want to be spending a whole lot of money. So, and then we got, I had some dark maroon, like a red wine that put in a bedroom, and I had a maroon, same color, and with some gold etching as I used for a topper, and then I had some vine with with white roses. In fact, I have one left I'm going to be using down my cabinet. But it had some white roses in the vinery. So, yeah. That darkened that room up nice.
Yes, it did.
And that's nice because you want more privacy in the bedroom, and it when the sun is coming through there, it kind of gives like a wow. There's like parts of gardening stuff just committing suicide, flopping down from wherever. So anyway, it kind of gives a red glow, and I told Brad, I said, "Well, all we gotta do is paint the bedroom door red now." We got it almost like a whorehouse. Not just kidding on that, but it was funny. I just kind of laid back in bed. We laid down because we didn't sleep worth a crap last night. But I've been up for about an hour and a half past Brad, and I was just, I'll lay there and mess on TikTok, and which has gotten really boring. I hardly even watch it anymore. It's gotten really boring. It's like the same few people. And went through some Facebook. Then I was watching YouTube, like, the groom dance, the bride dance, or maybe it'll be the whole family dance. So Charlie, what did you give him? He's all happy.
There was
Toy.
one of the little black bowls. There was a little bit left of salad.
Oh, yeah.
And I had it sitting on top of the iced tea container.
Yeah.
And I forgot it was up there, so when I grabbed the iced tea,
oh no,
I dumped the.
Oh no. Did you clean it up?
No, Charlie did.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. Charlie, you're so silly. He's rubbing his face all over the carpet, but he's got his butt up in the air. You know what I mean by that, Rebecca. So tomorrow, I guess, even though they haven't called.
Who?
The clinic.
Yeah.
I hope they do. They haven't texted me either on my appointment.
Yeah. But
they don't always.
I was thinking for the blood draw.
They don't?
They don't.
Okay. Because I have to go in tomorrow morning and I have to do a fasting blood draw. So, and then in a couple of weeks, I go in to see my primary care doctor. And on that day, Brad goes in to do his blood draw. So, I want to talk about that for a minute. I've been feeling pretty good. I've been having some significant swelling in my legs and feet. That's been uncomfortable. Of course, you guys know I use a maxi pad and a gazillion yards of tape, right? And that's how this sexy woman rolls at night now. I got me a maxi pad because I don't need them any other reason. But I have them taped to my leg and watching TV with. Oh, somebody wants out, honey.
Okay.
But so that's how this sexy woman rolls. We'll be watching Criminal Minds. We were watching, I don't know, some movie, something about a window.
Oh.
And it was not a very good movie.
Yeah.
We didn't even finish it.
The woman in the window.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but I've been feeling really good. My blood sugars have been just on point, man. They have been like, might be 90 or it might be around 100. If I do 114, it's high for me right now. Thank you, honey. You get me a cup of hot coffee. I haven't had any hot coffee yet today. But if I do that, if 114 is high for me now, so I'm not having to use my fast-acting insulin at all, because I have to get at least like 125 or over before I'll even use the fast acting, because it will drop me down too fast. Too low, too fast. Go ahead, Charlie. Daddy's gonna let you outside. Oh, I know. Daddy's gonna do it now. I know. Barking at Dad not gonna help. Wow. Do you hear him? We'll continue this just a minute. Okay, now he's happy. So I've been really, really thrilled with that. The only thing I can say that has made that a big difference is I don't hardly eat anything at night now, and I really cut back on what I eat, even in the daytime. I probably have cut my portion. What do you think? About in half?
Oh,
You know,
well, and then the junk stuff.
we just don't do junk stuff really.
No.
I mean, the junkiest stuff we do is pretzels and rice cakes. And if we're really on the edge, we're going to use a little bit of Nutella with the pretzel, because that's almost like chocolate covered pretzels. Or we're going to use a little bit of peanut butter on a chocolate rice cake and just a thin coating of peanut butter. It's very good, guys. It's very nice. And we do like the Russell Stover's sugar-free candy. We each limit ourselves to 3 pieces a night. But we just aren't. I'm not eating like I used to eat like popcorn every night, and then I would usually have like apples with, even though it was sugar free caramel. And then sometimes after that, I might want like canned vegetables and stuff. So I will. A lot of times I don't have anything at night. Lately, I've been having some pretzels, which I think is what is causing some of the swelling in the feet. But you want to have a little something. Um, I'm still doing the sugar-free popsicles. Mr. Heidi does those with me. Sometimes he'll do sugar-free fudge sickles because he really likes those. He's kind of burned out on the frozen go-gurts. And his numbers have been really great too, because his numbers have been, about like 130.
Yeah, between 130 and 150.
And before, if we could get there for a while, he was up in the 300s, and that was really starting to scare me. And that's about the time I started to share my fast-acting insulin with him, my Novolog. And I know you're not supposed to do that, but it's better that than him ending up in ICU like I did. So that caused me to really watch what I was eating because I was sharing with him. Because if you're not having to share, you think, oh, because you're testing before each meal. And so you have a tendency to go, oh, well, I can get away with, well, we've both been dropping some weight, and that's nice, too. Both been being more active. Nixie, you don't need to bark or find. No, we have no idea what Mr. Charlie is barking about. But anyway, since I was sharing with him, I started to really, really watch what I was eating. Also, both of us realizing that we no longer had to be members of the Clean Plate Club. We don't have to finish it. My analogy is it doesn't matter if it ends up in the garbage now or ends up in the garbage through my bowel. It's garbage is garbage. And it is, so I don't have to finish everything. Brad doesn't have to finish everything. We can just, you know, eat until we are comfortably full but not too full. So, and we've been spending more time getting the house fixed up. If you guys are friends with me on Facebook, you saw the the branches. And I'm not all the way done with the branches on the wall and the saying. I'll show you guys a picture for those of you that maybe aren't friends with me on Facebook. And I just can't believe if you're not. Let me see. There. Let me see if I can turn it. Okay, I'm not sure. This gives you a better picture of the curtain. But this is the saying. You see a little bit of the branches over there. But it's a saying that I put on the wall. I didn't paint that on the wall. It just comes and you just kind of stick them on the wall. And there's the topper and stuff. So, but anyway, so we've been busy doing that. We finally got some curtains. It's making it feel a lot more like home. And then I think this week we want to work on unpacking more stuff. We've got a lot of stuff on the couch, but it's like craft stuff and it needs to go in the in bedroom. So, but we need to find like our paperwork so we can get, we need to get our tags and our plates for here and our driver's license for here. But we got to find, we got to, uh, every day somebody's got to shoot off those fireworks or those guns. But we live out in the country, so they're allowed to, you know. Uh, but anyway, I've got it. What was I saying now? Remember, honey?
I don't.
Um, oh, that we need to get the plates, we need to get the driver's license and everything. For here in North Carolina, we got stopped. I think I told you guys we got stopped not too long ago by the police officer, and he'd already run our plate and stuff, and it'd come back. It was registered for a van, but it was a mistake on dispatcher's part. But he's a super nice gentleman, police officer. But he was like, "How long you been here?" And I was truthful, 6 months. He's like, "Well, you really shouldn't." I'm like, "I know. I promise we will very soon." So no ticket or anything. Yeah. So, that's all we got really going on. I'm still working on. I'm doing a new diamond painting of Brad's grandmother, and working on some hats. I can show you a hat I finished just not too long ago. That's your classic little boy stocking cap. These are the ones that I'll be donating. The dogs are chasing each other through the house. Oh man, we were outside. We just pulled up. We could hear the dogs galloping through the house today when get him, Nixie. But we could hear them galloping through the house because they knew we were home. We were all excited, right, hon?
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna get Brad whittled on and whatever Brad decides, and get feeling better. Super nice doctor, though. We really did like him.
Yeah.
Really did like him. Did he once say that your back was a red herring? No. Everybody is like, whoa.
Yeah.
And he made sure you knew that he had seen the X-rays of his spine because those are only a couple weeks old. So we'll get there. Brad just needs to not keep playing like you're not in pain.
Yeah.
Okay. I did tell him though that you're in a lot of pain at night.
Yeah.
He did. He is starting Brad also on a anti-inflammatory that's stronger than Lee. So, I need to have you call that prescription in for me, hon.
Okay. Yep, I will do that as soon as.
Yeah, I got to pull the bottle out. But we weren't going to have him fill this one if it was the only one this week. But since we already have another one, we'll have to pick those up tomorrow. And need to pay my doctor bill when I go there. A couple of things I want to talk about is I think it's really important that we all as a community don't come on here when we're like hysterical. Like I try really hard, and for the most part, I don't come on here when I'm real emotional, because y'all got your own problems. You don't need to sit there and listen to me boohoo about my stuff. I mean, y'all have probably even some stuff that's even harder going on. I know some of you guys do. Some of you guys are dealing with hospice. Some of you guys are dealing with cancer, or maybe a loved one that is nearing the end stage of their life. I mean, or maybe you are losing your home, or maybe don't have any work, or a numerous amounts of things. So me coming on here boo-hooing, I try not to, but it happens, right? And sometimes we need to vent. But I think, if you're coming on here all the time and crying, being a crying mess just constantly, I think you need to prepare your audience for that, because it may be a trigger for them, or you may be scaring somebody that maybe having to get ready to have like a lot of dental work done or a lot of medical procedure done, or that maybe are, you know, at a risk of losing their home and scared and not sure what to do. Or maybe they're on a juncture where they think they're probably going to be homeless. And if you yourself are and you're really frantic about it, you're going to scare them. It's just like I never tell anybody about what my journey was. I never tell anybody if you're standing here and you tell me you're going to have, let's say, dentures. I never tell you my horror story about part of my journey to have dentures. Because I have one. But will it help you any? No. It won't help you any. It'll just scare you to death. And you don't need that. How many times have you heard somebody say, you say you're going to have, let's say, your gallbladder out? Somebody starts telling you horror stories.
Yeah.
And all it does is scare you to death. Or I remember as being the first time I was pregnant, and my great grandmother had to tell me horror stories about losing uh, miscarrying and stuff. And it's like, you know, and I mean, she was born in the year 1900. And back in those days, yeah, there were stillbirths and there were, all kinds of stuff. But you don't want to freak somebody out or trigger them or whatever. Also, I think it's really important that you're careful on who you tell or give any personal information to if you don't know them very well. In the day and age of social media, and I'm saying this particularly for those of you who might be, single and looking to meet somebody, be so careful on who you hook up with, who you give your information with, who you even will allow yourself to meet, because you hear those horror stories all the time. But please give a family member or a friend notice, this is where I'm going to be. Okay? And if I don't call and check or text you, be alarmed, or some kind of signal. Because, you hear the horror stories, and sadly, a lot of them are true. Also, when you give people your information that you don't know, they can, if they have worked for any kind of a company that did credit checks or anything, they can run your information. If they're not blocked on that site, and sadly, it seems like a lot of these places don't block, old employees, so they can run your credit check. And you might think they're just running like a criminal history check. No, they can pry into all of your business. And it's not cool. That's not cool, because that person is prying into all of your business, but you're not given the same advantage. It would be different if it's like, well, hey, yeah, here, check me out and I'll check you out. But when they're prying into your personal business without your say so, and sadly, it is not illegal. It is not illegal. I looked it up, you know. I know I have a friend who had this happen to her, and I looked it up, and it's not illegal. So watch who you always trust your gut instinct, because a lot of times that gut instinct will tell you, hey, something's off about this person.
Well,
but we all want to be trusting, and we all want to,
and older people like us,
mm-hmm.
We're not used to so much having to having to worry about somebody trying to steal our social security number,
Yeah,
and so on and so forth.
I never even thought about that, because, yeah, that person could,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, really mess up.
Yeah. And
me, it's just such an invasion of privacy. If you're going to do something like that, you should let that person know ahead of time. And if they're not cool with it, then, you know, but they don't. And they think they're being all sneaky. And it's like, you know,
yeah.
to me, that's, you know, ground to no longer be even friends with that person.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh
no,
yeah.
that's not cool at all.
You know, and so many horror stories I've heard from people like you know, their somebody stole their social security number, or you know, somebody hacked into their account. I remember that it's been about 20 years ago, and this was really before you heard a lot of these cyber crimes. And this couple had went to they were in town. They had gone to Pizza Hut for lunch, and when they were leaving, her whole purse was missing.
Wow.
And so they called her credit cards, and in the 15 minutes that this other group had left the table sitting right next to them, until they had called, that over $1,000 had been charged on her credit card up at the mall.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm. Well, I know when we were moving, we were staying in a lot of motels, and we had, I can't remember which credit card was it. Was it our main debit card, or it was one of them?
I think it was our main debit card.
And they called and said, or maybe they sent an email and asked if we had done whatever purchase. We're like,
Yeah,
no, and it was some like Philadelphia or
yeah,
someplace, and it's like, no.
yeah.
See, and they had even alerted us because we hadn't let them know that we were going to be coming through the area and be charging a lot of stuff. We were taking a lot of money off of our debit and stuff because we were, buying like a washer dryer and, paying some clothing cost and whatnot. And so I were like, yeah, we're moving and this is,
Yeah,
but I was really grateful that they did that
yeah.
because, it makes you feel good. You're going to face taking out the,
I am.
okay, and watering, and then whatever else.
I was going to call in your script here
Okay, yeah.
in a few minutes.
Yeah, I have the RX number.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I just wanted those two little tidbits. I mean, like I said, just think about it. If you're having a procedure done, a lot of times I won't tell people if I'm going to have something done. Like that, we don't want to hear any horror stories about hip replacements, okay? Because we know people that have had great outcomes also. And giving a negative doesn't help any, especially to a person who'd never had a surgery, who'd never even been in the hospital overnight. He would be antsy and stuff as is, and he doesn't need that. And we're going to just let Mr. Heidi decide what Mr. Heidi wants to do with his body because he's the only one that owns that body. He lets me pet it. But I got a bandy set toe, by the way. That's one of the things too. That's what I forget. That's one of the things they said he wasn't going to be more proactive with the back right now, honey, because of the diabetes. He wants that more under control, and because of his what they're calling an ulcer on his toe. They, need to have that healed up, and which we're having such a time getting it healed up. The other day, I was so happy. It looked like it finally has scabbed over, but there was something. Brad had accident. See, Brad will accidentally slide that bandage off. I will have to use a bajillion yards of tape and tape it like clear up to the hip just to get this bandaging on the toe to stay right. Well, actually, I have to put a sock on. But I didn't have a sock on, and he accidentally slid it off. And then so I'm looking at it and see he'll get like dog hair or my little drills and stuff in there, and so I was trying to get it with a piece of hair out. I grabbed the tweezers. Well, when I pulled that out, it opened that up and it started oozing, and it was a little pussy, and that really alarmed me. So I had to clean it really well. But yeah, can't be more proactive until we get the toe healed up. This is gonna be such an expensive toe. And I really feel like they should have seen you today because it's not looking any better, and it is getting such a what do they call that? Um, the hard part around there.
The callus or
Callus. It's getting such a callus all the way around it. And he knew that was going to happen. But okay, this is my complaint: is the doctor wanted him to get some kind of boot to wear, and it's to take the pressure off of, because Brad is up walking a lot of bit. You know what I mean? And so, it makes it makes him have a callus, and they want him off of it, but that's not going to happen because there's two of us handicapped and disabled in this house, and we're both trying to kind of pull this house together, because that makes your wife so much happier, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Well, I'm tired of it not being.
Yeah.
And so is Brad. But so Brad calls. It took him like 3 or 4 days to finally connect with the woman that does the insurance and stuff, and they were telling him it was going to cost over $1,000.
$1,200.
And then they wanted him to come in so they could do a mold of his foot. And then, they have to send off. We already been that route with diabetic shoes. Come on, Nixie, get up, sweetie. Come here. And, come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay. Come here. Come here. There you go. And then it was going to take a couple weeks. Well, you probably won't need it by then. Well, then Brad's wound care doctor is like, well, no, they got him at this pharmacy. You just need to shop around. Well, you don't even know what we're shopping around for. You're telling me a good price is $100, and it's like
$1,200.
So get this: is okay. The wound care doctor wants him to stay off the foot, right? And we try to have that happen more frequently than we did before.
Yeah.
But his orthopedist wants him up getting more movement, wants him more active, because he's when you get inactive, it makes everything worse. So, which do you guys want? And then, the orthopedist doesn't think that Brad's diabetes is really under control, and it's like, it's not 300 like it was a couple months ago. And this takes a while for the numbers to come down. It really does. And we all know that. That's why they do an H1C, not an H1C, an A1C as a general overall, instead of just taking your reading right then. I mean, anybody could not eat for a day and go in and just have a good reading. When Brad got sick with the flu last week, there was a couple days he really didn't eat, and his, one time you took it and it was 103 or something like that. 108, yeah, because he hadn't eaten hardly anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, everything's going good. I feel good, except for the edema in the legs. The cellulitis has remedied itself. Now, you get where all the skin's peeling on that, but that's okay. At least it's not like it was. And we're just helping Mr. Heidi, with his stuff. Ordered some more supplements and stuff yesterday. I get up. Did you guys love it? I don't talk to you guys, and then I just on here just blah, 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 blah. Yesterday I get up and I order a lot of our stuff from Walmart.com, because if you guys don't know, a lot of times you can get a better price deal, because if you're going to order sweetener, I order the Great Value brand. It's like the Equal, the package. Well, you can get it cheaper because they have a set. So there's a 3-box set, and it's $6.47. And like you can get like a bigger thing of your trash bags, or a bigger thing of your, like I use the dishwasher pods, and I only use like the, what, it's a finish, the orange. I really like it. It really works well in our dishwasher. Um, but you can get that stuff cheaper. Like if you order a 2 pack of instant coffee, it'll be cheaper, and not everything. And then sometimes you run across some clearance. And not too long ago, I was ordering their Great Value brand of the, I guess it's Equate, of the naproxen, and it was like half price. It was on clearance. I ordered 3 bottles of that, but so I ordered a lot of that. Yesterday, I get up and I'm opening up the house. The cat's always squawking at me because she wants me to open up the front door. She loves to lay right there in that sunbeam every morning. You know, right now she's on her little shelf thing behind me that's hooked up to the window. She likes that. She likes to. You notice she puts her face right against the shears now, honey,
Yeah.
because she loves that. It's kind of a cocoon for her. But anyway, so I'm look out there, and there's like this great big Walmart box, and then 2 smaller ones. All of the stuff I had ordered Friday night was in. I couldn't believe it. It was like, wow. All of Brad's peanut butter. He was happy. He was almost out of peanut butter.
Like
He
my
like
peanut butter.
he was back there, and he was like, "There's not even really enough to do anything with." That jar lasted us like well over 3 months, honey.
Well,
But
we both kind of got burned out on
yeah,
it.
yeah, we did. And like I buy the big things, the laundry detergent and stuff. So yeah, that was. But I ordered some more supplements and stuff from Amazon. So they'll come in soon. Anything else?
I went ahead and checked on Amazon. Those
Yes.
crow boots
Yeah.
are anywhere from $25 to $60.
Oh, really? I never even thought
I
about looking there.
I didn't either
Are you
until
going to buy a pair or no?
probably not. I
Okay.
mean, I have an issue spending that kind of money for just temporary.
I don't know if it's temporary. That toe looks like it's getting bigger.
Yeah,
I got to get a bandage on that, honey,
yeah.
before it gets, dirt
Okay.
in it.
Well,
You
your
know.
your
I was
doctor.
glad I did not have it bandaged though, because his orthopedist wanted to look at it. So, he examined you all over though.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He checked Brad's reflexes everywhere, and asked him to stand and see if he could take a couple steps and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna bandage your toe up. I'm gonna do the super duper, and then the sock on it. And if I have to tape the sock clear up to your neck, I'm gonna do that. That could be painful when I take the tape off.
Yes, it could.
You know, I know you're not real hairy, but you got enough hair on the chest and stuff. It could be painful.
Yep, that's what.
So you guys hear him yelling. That's why. It's not anything else. You know.
Again, she's beating me.
Yes, yes. But like I said, I'm just feeling happy because we're starting to get the house together, and you know, I gotta take the good with the bad. Some days I can hardly stand and I can hardly walk, and I've noticed with the as the edema is real bad, the neuropathy in the feet is even more painful, which makes sense. So, but I just gotta take the good with the bad. Today I'm having a good walking day. Last night I took water pills, and we sat in back and ate dinner and watched episodes, and then we watched police chases. They need to have some more police chases on. Now, let me tell you guys something real quick. This is real important. If you are loving police chase videos like we do, don't ever watch any from a news crew, because inevitably every time you get emotionally invested, right? You think you're okay because it's only a 15-minute clip or a 20-minute clip. They cut off right when it's getting good. The other day, there was a kidnapping one. And right as we're having a standoff, they there must have been something went down because the news chopper was all of a sudden looking at the mountain. It's like, no. And then last night we're watching a couple of them, and it just gets where they're gonna nab the guy, and they cut off, and it's like, really? I have so much respect though for policemen and first responders of any type. The stuff that they have to see. We saw one case that was very sad, and it was this person was eluding the police. There was this long police chase, and then they flipped, and it must have been 10 times plus, right? That they just flipping. And then they said there's a child in the member in the back seat.
Yep.
And then they're looking for another child, and they found him or her, I don't know which, and an 8-year-old laying in the median in between, the two directions of interstate. And they were calling for life flight and stuff. It's like, oh, yeah. That just got you right in your heart and your feelings and stuff, because this person at that rate of speed and stuff, to do that with your children, I mean, nobody should do it, period, but do that with your children in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just some of these things are just like, wow. And you think, I mean, it's really sad to see when they start to have a standoff, because it's like, do you really think that you're going to win? I mean, do you have a death wish? I mean, you're surrounded by 20 police cars, and there's like two officers in each one, and then the SWAT team's coming. You think, just give up. I was pleading with this one guy. He did not hear me because he didn't have his listening ears on, and he was on a standoff with the police. And I'm like, just give up. You can get to the jail and get booked and probably even get a hot meal still. If you play your cards right. Or you can be somebody's new girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. I mean, but just give it up. Because it's just like, why... What's going on in that person's life that they kind of like don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I think I've rambled. It's almost an hour long.
Holy
I know
smokes.
you guys have taken lots of breaks. Maybe maybe you're just listening to me like my friend Rebecca, which you guys don't need to sit here and watch me the whole time. I'm just rambling. You can hear me ramble through the echoings of your home. Boy, it's like sometimes Brad will put me up on the TV, not me physically, but my video. And it's like, what? What?
Wow.
Are you going to take me out to lunch tomorrow? Or is that just a promise?
No.
You asked me out on a date. You still ain't done it.
I know. Well,
You're just a teaser, aren't you?
If they wouldn't have put me through so much pain.
I'm just teasing you.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just...
Tomorrow we got Aaron run after the thingy bob.
Yeah.
Okay? After I give my blood.
Yeah.
You might as well just sit in the Jeep while I go in and do that.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Because by the time...
that's good coffee. I got a sore throat again.
By the time I get out of the Jeep,
I'll be done.
Yeah, you'll be done and on your way back.
Oh, let's tell them this really fast. By the way, how was your head?
My head?
You still got a headache?
Still pretty much screwed up.
No. Brad was going, okay, I'll tell you this real quick, okay, is we couldn't find the actual office. They moved offices. They still had it marked down at the wrong place on the directions and stuff for this doctor's office. We had never been to his office. So Brad called and they gave him directions. We're still thinking it's in this one building. So Brad is going around. He goes, why don't you go get in the Jeep and just follow me? He's going around the end of the building. He thinks that's where it is. And he sits on his rollator and he goes backwards. He hit a bump and he landed hard on his back. He hit his head, the back of his head, and everything. I mean, I heard it, and I was over by the Jeep. I was a considerable distance away. And then his glasses flew about, what'd you say, about 10 yards or so?
10 feet, yeah.
10 feet. And so, yeah, his head hurt, and I haven't checked it back there to see if there's a lump or not. Have you?
I haven't.
But, yeah, it was scary. So then we finally, it's like way down the road where there's a pond. And there was a guy fishing at the pond. I look over and I'm like, ooh, water. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Brad. Because I just let him off at the door and then I went to park. So, but I did a good walking day today, did I not? I did.
You did really well.
I did. You know. Still using the cane. It's just kind of a security thing. But, yeah. I'm happy when it's a good walking day. I really am. So, anyway, okay. I'm going to get off here. You guys go make your dinner or whatever you're going to do. Oh, what happened here? I can't see myself. Okay, there I am. I was scared for a minute. Anyway, love you guys. I do cherish your friendship so very much. And I think you guys are pretty awesome. And say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.